I'm so goddamn lived up today, dude. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's hard not to be lived up in a moment like this where like the criminal justice system just works. You know what I mean? I'm saying it. Will he actually be locked up or not? No, I don't think so. But doesn't matter. It's still fun. I mean, he could technically, like that is in the rules. It is a part of the sentencing guidelines. If he got the maxed out sentence, he could go all the way up to 22 years in prison. It would never happen, especially because of the type of crime that he's engaging in, especially considering that he's a first-time offender. And also beyond that, the fact that he is like was the president, will most likely be the president. 34 is up to 4 years, isn't it? I think the max sentence is like, technically it could be 34 times 4 years. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's his first time offense. It's like the type of offense like is what 70% of the people with that exact type of felony actually don't see any prison time. Like he at the most will get like community service. I don't think it's 34 times 4, by the way. Those things don't stack in the same way. So can he be a first time offender the 30th time? Community service would be such an insane PR stunt for him. 4 is the max. I think he can get it more. He's trumping it up to make himself look like the martyr is so dumb. Yeah. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world. We're going to get to all of it. Okay. Community service would be more humiliating. It'd be awesome. He would have to do it like, you know how like BP does it? Where BP will be like, oh yeah, we weren't forced to clean up after a massive leak. We're actually doing this because we love the environment. Like it would be like that. Trump would be like, oh yeah, I'm actually doing community service because I love the community. I love it. I love the community. I'm doing it not because it's court ordered. I'd be doing this even if the court didn't order this. That type of shit. Max is 4. It's concurrent. I bet he serves community service by playing golf with his donors and mowing the greens. Genuine question, because he's being charged, does this not change his ability to run for office? No. Even if he was literally sentenced and even if he was in prison, technically you could run for president and win the presidency from prison. You can literally run from jail. That's actually one of the best parts about American rules. He can't vote in Florida? Wrong. He can vote in Florida because Florida has a rule that says if the place that you actually got a felon on your record means you allows you to vote as a felon, then you can vote in Florida as well. If he got these charges in the state of Florida, however, if he was a felon in the state of Florida, not only would he not be allowed to vote, but he would also have to ask the governor. I forget what the old-timey terminology for it is, but you have to beg the governor for forgiveness because of the type of crime that he engaged in that is like untrustworthy, I guess, like a crime of no, it's not clemency. No, no. There's a different specific term for the type of crime this is, which is considered like a crime of untrustworthiness or whatever the fuck it's called. So therefore, moral turpitude. Thank you, chatter. Exactly. So this is considered a crime that is a moral turpitude. Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean for Donald Trump that he engaged in a crime of moral turpitude, an act or behavior that gravely violates the sentiment or accepted standard of the community? A quality of dishonesty or other immorality that is determined by a court to be present in the commission of a criminal offense, a crime involving moral turpitude. So in the state of Florida, when you engage in a crime involving moral turpitude, you have to ask the governor for forgiveness and I guess clemency in that situation to be able to vote ever again. So that's pretty funny. But of course, because this happened in the state of New York, doesn't matter. New York, unfortunately, too woke, lets those felons vote. So Trump would be able to vote regardless. But in some states, they don't let you do that, like Florida. So America, once again, very strange country with very strange rules and very strange laws. However, allowing prisoners even, not just felons, but like prisoners who are currently serving their sentences to be able to run for office is a good thing. I will always stand on that. Felons can vote in Florida. We got rid of that law in 2020. Wrong. technically you didn't. You did vote for it, but Ron DeSantis literally clawed that shit back. You're wrong. Unless you're trying to do a 3-minute ad break debate at the top of the hour and saying, well, felons can vote, but they can't technically see an uninterrupted, undivided, Twitch stream at the Hasanabi stream at the top of the hour because there's going to be a 3-minute ad break. Yes, felon vote restoration was actually voted for. It was more popular than Ron DeSantis. However, Ron DeSantis spent every waking moment after winning by like a very small margin of victory, mind you, like almost almost like an automatic recount margin of victory. He turned around and decided that he was going to do some stuff to make sure that people still couldn't vote. Like, for example, he instituted a poll tax. You have to pay all of your court fees back to the state in order to be able to vote, even if you're a felon. So that in and of itself is, of course, unconstitutional, but who gives a fuck? It's the United States of America, baby. We do what we want around these parts. States' rights. States' rights to engage in poll taxes. States' rights. Do you actually think Trump is going to go to jail? No. But it would be very funny if he did. So that's not going to stop me. Also, like I said, once again, raised $1.5 million for multiple charities working on the ground in Gaza. Very excited about that. And that's phenomenal. The fundraiser is still going on. You can still donate if you want to. Very proud of everybody. But yeah, we're gonna start with Trump, and then we'll get to the Israel new proposal, and I don't even know what the fuck's going on with this new proposal shit. Have you talked about Joe Manchin leaving the Dems? No, because he left the Dems a long time ago, my friend. I believe he's just simply doing this so he can run independent as the governor. Who gives a fuck? Fuck Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin can suck my dick. What a great thing we did for him to get his vote, to capitulate to Joe Manchin. We just neutered like half of our policy prescriptions. What a wonderful thing. And he returned the favor by turning around and saying, fuck you, suck my dick. I'm not a Democrat. The other person that we did that for literally also did the same thing. Now an independent. Kirsten Sinema. Great stuff. The first time offender thing is countered by the fact that he keeps attacking the court and is obviously not contrite. So I get that he gets sentenced, but the sentence gets stayed on appeal. What? Why do you say we? Are you a Democrat? Yes, brother. Yes. I love the Democratic Party. It's my favorite. But yeah, Trump is not going to be serving a prison sentence. Let's be real. Not to make you, not to shit on your fun, but let's get started. Trump found guilty on all 34 counts in historic New York criminal trial. Let's take a fucking
history,
look,
249 years of American presidents, and never has anything like this happened before. Historic, unprecedented felony conviction of Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States. It happened a little after 5 p.m. Eastern time. The jury read its verdict.
I'm so goddamn lived up today, dude. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's hard not to be lived up in a moment like this where like the criminal justice system just works. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's that older athlete that you love, I guess, or that you once loved, who is no longer performing in the way that he does, but then he goes on a 20-point tear or something, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, that's the glory days. Like, he's back. That's how I feel right now about the American criminal justice system. Like, it sucks dick. It's awful. It's white supremacist. It works to do so much bad. But then sometimes it gets it right. You know what I mean? Yeah, like a D-Rose 50-point game. You're like, it's never going to happen again, but I'm glad that it happened one time. And it made me feel like it's the glory days. Now, obviously, for the American criminal justice system, that analogy doesn't work that well because I don't think it has ever been good. But, you know, it's the theory of how this prospect was supposed to be good. Theoretical democracy. Like the theoretical D-Rose. The bar's in hell, but we reached it yesterday. Yeah. I'm glad we cleared the bar. Let's take a look. Let's enjoy it.
Generating headlines instantly, like these behind me, all around the country and the world. And while the verdict means that Trump will run for president, this time as a convicted felon, that does not mean he will serve prison time. That's worth noting right up front. Many observers, in fact, call that unlikely. The former president was found guilty of all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, all tied to a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in the run-up to the 2016 election.
The jury needed less than 2 days to make its unanimous decision. Trump planned.
I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. I can't believe it. 34, that's crazy. 34, that's crazy. Like I thought they would surely find him guilty of some stuff, but 34 across the board, like everything. They hit him. They did the full clearance aisle. That's crazy. Clean sweep. It's rigged, man. Shit is rigged. It's rigged. Nobody likes me in New York. It's rigged, folks.
Plans to appeal, and he remained defiant outside the courtroom where he was greeted by supporters and protesters. The guilty verdict is another first for the former president, who is also the first president to be impeached twice.
Bro's throwing up the fist like he's a political criminal, too. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, dude, it's Nelson Mandela. You watched him get arrested, okay? I forgot to run the 3-minute ad break. I'm running it now, by the way. Sorry, sucks to suck. Okay, let's continue. You should have subscribed
This morning,
already.
we'll have complete coverage of the verdict and what it could mean in November. Let's begin now with Robert Costa, who's been following the case from the very start. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. This verdict just the beginning of a new uncertain chapter of this campaign, fueled by former President Trump's grievance. And the sentencing will now come at a crucial moment. In July, just days before Republicans select him as their nominee.
Donald Trump left court Thursday a convicted felon and vowed to fight.
I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution.
He's a very innocent man. What is this? Here's the Mandela tweet. Bro, how? Why are these people not embarrassed? Why are these people posting this shit? It got 10K likes, man. What is happening, bro? What the absolute is happening? Yo, Twitter sucks, dude. Oh my Lord, how much you might think like, oh yeah, we saw the bottom. Okay? We saw the bottom. We saw the worst of the worst. It can't get any worse. It's like, nope, just kidding. How is this any different than Facebook at this point? How the heck, every time you're not live or doing an event or not covering the news or traveling, the craziest news happens? Yeah. I mean, he is the white man's Mandela, if we're being real. Putting together the best Trump conviction tweets. Yeah, we're going to look at all of that. We're going to do Hogwatch. We're going to do it all. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. And, oh, by the way, the Republicans are insane. Like, they are so unimaginably racist. They're so out of pocket. Like, they're going absolute nutty mode with it. People are saying some of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, on the one hand, yeah, it's really fun to see like all the Debras and the Barbaras crying and shit because Donald Trump is going to jail is what they think, even though he's not. But like, woo, what a treat. What a treat. What a treat. What a treat. Thank you. Thank you to the criminal justice system for giving us this beautiful thing. Thank you, Alvin Bragg Jr. Thank you, Judge Merchant or whatever the his name is. Okay. Thank you to all the goats. Thank you to Jeff Tiedrick. Thank you to the Democratic Party. Dark Brandon strikes again. Gonna be real honest with you, Alvin Bragg Jr. You did that shit, AJ. Thank God I saved you from the zombie apocalypse. Thank you, David Pecker. Okay. I mean, it. Thank you to New York, the Boston of America. Thank you to New York City. Thank you to the jurors. Thank you to everybody. Okay. Bro yapping like he did it. I'm just saying, like, it's great. It's a joyous occasion. Thank you, Stormy Daniels, for having sex with Donald Trump, which is kind of gross. But hey, you know, get your money, queen. Get your money up, not your funny up, Stormy. Thank you to a friend of the show, Michael Cohen. Mea culpa, obviously. All right, let's keep going.
12 Manhattan jurors decided the former president's fate, deliberating for more than 11 hours over 2 days, reaching a verdict late yesterday and finding Trump guilty on all 34 counts. Inside the tense courtroom, Trump looked straight ahead as the verdict was read, a blank expression, then stared at each...
Dude, let's run that back. That one is not the best one. The one with his mouth open, is that real? Or is that fake?
Straight ahead as the verdict was read, a blank expression, then stared at each juror as they confirmed the verdict one by one.
This was a disgrace.
Trump was convicted of falsifying business records related to a $130,000 payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in the lead-up to the 2016 election to keep her quiet about an alleged sexual encounter. Earlier Thursday, the jury reheard crucial testimony from former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker and Trump's former fixer Michael Cohen. The defense called him the greatest liar of all time. Cohen weighed in late Thursday.
It's accountability. It's exactly what America needs right now.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who brought the historic case, also spoke last night, saying Trump had been treated like any other defendant.
Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor, and that's exactly what we did here. The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
Trump's lawyer Todd Blanche said the trial was flawed from the start.
Like, there is nothing that happens on this podcast that deserves this hard of an intro, okay? Is it an original song just for the pod as well? Yes, bro, yes. This is his unironic intro banger, okay? This is my mea culpa. Might be worse than Northwest as Simba. Okay, chill. Nothing, you're wrong. He gives us nothing but the truth. Yeah. Does he play the whole thing before the episode? I don't know, but like, this is lib porn saying guilty after every charge. Yeah, dude, this is like, liberals are nutting everywhere, okay? And to be honest with you, they deserve it. It is a worthy nut for them. Good luck to all the liberal. Check in on your family. Check in on your MSNBC, CNN watching parents, okay? They probably had the craziest sex last night. You might have a brother or a sister coming out in 9 months, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Your boomer ass parents nutted, okay? They nutted like they never have before. I know it's hard. It's hard to think about, but you know who else was hard? Your dad. Your New York Times op-ed reading dad. That's who was hard last night, okay? Wrong, my parents are old. You think that's stopping them in this joyous moment? In this joyous occasion? You're about to have, you're about to have the next baby boom created by the boomers with just a shit ton of children named Alvin, children named Bragg, okay? You don't understand. This is like Albanians naming their children, this is like Albanians naming their children Tony Blair or Bill Clinton.
Everything around the lead up to this trial, it made it very difficult for the jury to evaluate the evidence kind of independent of what they knew coming in.
Trump faces up to 4 years in prison, but could be given probation with no jail time. Judge Juan Merchan announced he will sentence Trump on July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Less than an hour after the verdict, Trump's campaign was fundraising off it, claiming he is a political prisoner, after he said he'd plow.
That boy got $36 million, I think, or 39. I can't remember the exact number, but they got $30+ million that they raised in one day, which, you know, not enough.
Out toward Election Day.
The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Joining Bob on set is Caroline Polisi, a criminal defense attorney and a lecturer in law at Columbia Law School. Good morning to both of you. Caroline, I want to start with you. The real verdict, Donald Trump says, will be on November 5th. If he becomes president again, I think some voters on both sides will ask, is he going to be in jail while being president? Is jail time on the table here?
It is on the table. I would say highly unlikely to
Let's go. Shh, don't say that. Shh, don't say that. Don't say that. Think about it. Think about it. Think about how sick that would be. I'm just saying. Think about it.
That question, 34 felony counts, each one of which does carry with it the possibility of up to 4 years in prison.
Doesn't the judge get to decide, or am I dumb? Yes, this is entirely up to the judge now. The thing is, however, there's very little likelihood. Because, like, once again, the type of offense, and also him being a first-time offender, like, and also him being the president previously, and most likely the president again, Like, because there's a logistical complication that many people are not even considering, or maybe some people are considering, which is that a president, if you jail them, they have lifetime Secret Service. So, like, what? Is he going to have lifetime Secret Service in jail with them? You know what I mean? These are, like, genuine questions. These are truly unprecedented moments. It's not like he's a... The thing is, he didn't, like, I guess, do extrajudicial murders that are outside of the scope of the presidential powers. You know what I mean? Because he did do extrajudicial murders. That's what presidents do, especially post-Obama. But, like, he didn't do it in a non-presidential way. Like, it's not like he went up to a random person and just, like, domed them. In a situation like that, I feel like it would be different. But this is not... This is a first-time felony offense for you know, I guess, betraying the voters' trust, or, like, lying to voters, hiding hush money payments, mismanagement of campaign funds, or directing Michael Cohen to mismanage campaign funds, and keeping a secret from the broader electorate. Ironic enough, because, like, clearly they wouldn't have given a shit if they knew, and many people now know, and they don't give a shit, obviously. So
no mandatory minimum, meaning there no jail time, could also be a sentence. I don't see personally.
Hard line, to be honest. Real verdict, November 5th. Fire. You wish you had his presence, his aura, Lazan. Bro, you ain't even wrong. I do. He has phenomenal stage presence, bro. He does. It's true. This is a third world banana republic with a Gucci belt on, lol at rule of law. First of all, I love when Republican dumbasses say stuff like that. I'm sure you're joking when you say that, but, like, no, it is actually good to criminally prosecute former presidents. Like, we should get more of that. We should do it across the board. Also, the irony here is that, you know, everyone's doing the banana republic shit, but, like, there is nothing more European than investigating and maybe even subsequently arresting former leaders, okay? This is like, Europeans are probably watching right now going, first time? Really? Is this a first for you guys? That's cool. That shit is, you can't even be a president or a leader of a nation state in Europe unless you're caught doing, like, insane corruption charges, or sometimes even, like, you know, 17-year-old prostitutes and stuff, which is insane to say. That's an insane word that came out of my mouth, an insane sequence of words. But that's, like, literally Berlusconi doing bunga bunga parties and saying, like, well, she's 17, but, like, she was hot though. Like, that's his defense. That type of shit. Yeah, in France, like with the former French president Nicolas Sarkozy. Oui. So my point is, it's like it's very European. We are definitely hitting, like, extreme levels of Europeanism, I guess. Like, I feel like there we got to a level of European that was previously, I thought, unachievable in the United States of America. We're Europe maxing in the worst ways possible, so hard that we're gonna start, like, you know, shitting on the Romani people, even though there aren't that many of them here in America. Like, most people's racism is directed towards, like, black people in general here, but, like, we're becoming more like Europe, that we're just gonna start shitting on travelers and shit, you know?
Him being sentenced to prison time, the judge could impose a variety of different things. Home probation, for example. He could serve it in Mar-a-Lago with an ankle bracelet. He could serve it non-concurrently, meaning he could go on weekends, for example, to some sort of custodial sentence. I personally think there will be heavy fines and some sort of heavy probation associated with this sentence.
And he can be president while on probation.
Absolutely. There's nothing in the Constitution that prohibits it.
Bob, what are your sources telling you about how the former president, who did not react in court, is reacting behind the scenes?
There's a lot of uncertainty among former President Trump's inner circle because they believe your point that he's unlikely to maybe face jail time. At the same time, they were inside that courtroom. They saw Judge Juan Merchan lash out at one of the defense witnesses. Bob Costello cleared the courtroom. Tensions are high between the judge and the Trump legal team, so nothing's being ruled out by the Trump side. And that could really make Trump pay a huge political cost this summer. The Republican National Convention, where he's trying to get a jolt to get into the fall campaign. Will he show up for that first debate? How will this affect his running mate? So many questions, so many variables for the presumptive Republican nominee.
Caroline, from a legal perspective, are there grounds for appeal here, and what's likely to be the outcome?
There absolutely are grounds for an appeal here, both on the legal side as well as how the trial played out. We talked a lot about the way this statute is, structured, that while the jury was required to be unanimous with respect to all elements of the offense, there was that underlying object crime of the New York State conspiracy to violate election laws, right? The $130,000 payment. And the unlawful means that was accomplished. The jury didn't have to be unanimous on that decision. Some constitutional scholars say that there are due process issues with that in terms of a defendant being put on notice with what exactly he or she is being charged with. That could take years. I always refer to the Harvey Weinstein verdict, which was in this state as well, 4 years from conviction to being overturned. It's a long road. The wheels of justice move slowly, but we'll get started pretty quickly.
Any chance of the delegates that the RNC may revolt and hold their votes? LOL! Are you crazy? No. Fuck no. One of the most prescient sentiments ever expressed by Donald Trump was when he said he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and these motherfuckers would still vote for him. Okay? That is real, bro. That is one of the realest things he's ever said. Because they would. They'd vote harder. They'd be like, bro, what kind of baby did he shoot? I bet that was a libtard baby. I'd shoot a baby too. I shoot my own baby for Donald Trump. Are you kidding me?
If you don't watch Fox News, here are 5.
It's so good. It's so good. God damn it, dude. Thank you to everyone that participated in this process to give us this beautiful moment, dude. Republicans are just losing their minds over just like literally baby shit. Now, this is one of those like unifying moments where like we're all a little liberal today. You know what I mean? I think this separates the boys from the men, okay? Like, I shit on the Democratic Party a lot. I'm going to shit on the Democratic Party in a little bit. You know I'm going to do that because we're going to talk about Israel, and the Democrats are in charge, and they suck. Having said that, however, absolutely nothing gives me more pleasure than watching hogs melt the fuck down, okay? I mean, it's great. It gives me so much goddamn joy, okay? It's one of the very unique moments where I'm just like, oh, so good. Please give me more of this shit. Give me more, please. I love it. I love that shit, son. Oh, it's so awesome. Especially because, like, these guys, right, the Republicans, they get everything they want, even when they're not in charge. They get things that they don't want, that are still in the direction of things that they might want. You know what I mean? Like all the anti-trans bills and stuff. It's like Republicans weren't even asking for it and they still got it. You know what I mean? While the Democrats are in charge, mind you. So it's like, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal to watch them it's phenomenal to watch them mauled because they're such petulant little children that get everything they want. It's like the rich kid on the block, the spoiled little fat kid who just like is always getting everything he wants, but then like sometimes he's not used to being told no, so he just like loses his shit. It's great. It's fun to see.
With that, the Trump team has come out saying they're moving forward.
Beyond this moment, how does this set the stage for those next 3 cases, Georgia, Florida, and in the nation's capital?
Yeah, well, this one is different. It's unique because it is a state case. It is the only case that if he does become president again, he cannot pardon himself for. So that is a unique twist here. Many people are saying this is likely the only case that is going to come to an end, which it already has before the election. So I think it doesn't bode well.
You know, Bob, political conventions in recent decades have been kind of boring, perfunctory affairs, lots of ceremony, balloons, big speeches. But now we've got Donald Trump being sentenced just days before the Republican convention. What's going to happen in July?
Usually when there's a scandal, it causes a reckoning to happen inside the party. Think about Watergate in the 1970s with Richard Nixon. Republicans got uneasy about President Nixon's conduct. What did you see this time around? I stood in that park for 6-7 weeks for CBS. We saw red tie Republican after red tie Republican come there and show their solidarity with Trump, including the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And we're seeing Republicans across the board saying they're sticking with the nominee, even though he's a convicted felon. That tells you Trump has a grip on power, and that's going to affect the entire campaign. Look for the Biden campaign still to bring up Trump's conduct, maybe not to get into the specifics of this case, but to raise issues about January 6th, American democracy and Trump's conduct and say, do you really want this person in power in the White House?
Bob Costa, Caroline Polisi, always great to have you both. Thank you very much.